I'm pleased to be joined on Pioneers Pregame Live by the assistant coach of the Pios, Eugene Barber, ahead of today's doubleheader with the Newark Pilots. Coach, getting started, a 13-9 victory over the Pilots at Colburn Park yesterday. What did you like that you saw from the boys?
I think one thing that I saw from the boys is that there's pretty good energy. There was good aura around the team coming out onto the field that day, and just rolled over into the game and was able to come out on top.
Another really good start from Owen Hayes. What goes 3 2/3 innings, only one earned run of baseball. What were you seeing from him that made him effective for a second consecutive outing?
He's got a lot of experience through for us last year, and he had a heck of a year up at Oswego, and they were a top team in the Empire 8. So it's just success that he's had in the past, and he's bringing that to the Pioneers, and we love to see that from him.
On the offensive side, you guys are really starting to swing the bats well. 27 runs in your last 3 ball games. What's attributing to that?
I just think it starts in BP. When the guys get here, they're ready to work. We have a very competitive philosophy for our hitters, and it just translates into the game, into quality at bats. We ultimately end up getting to the starter, getting him out of there, and getting to the bullpen.
What is some of that competitive philosophy that you guys establish with the hitters?
One of the big things is just having a good quality mindset. We want to be positive upstairs so we can have positive success on the field. And then from there, just little things with guys that most hitters need to get to into position. There's a lot of like mental resistance and giving in to the opposing team, and just that mindset of being a Pioneer. We love to see that from the guys really buying in right now.
2 integral pieces of the middle infield duo in both Aiden Grabowski and Jacob Moniz in their last 2 ball games have reached base safely in more than 50% of their at-bats. What have you liked that you've seen from them in terms of their plate approach and consistency?
I just think that we've been relentless out there with those guys, being able to log those innings for us. They show a lot of resiliency over the course of these hot summer months, and especially with the rain mixing with that too. They're not always playing on a perfect playing surface, so they're really into the game. So checking out the field, checking out their areas, so that way they have ample opportunity to create success for themselves defensively.
You guys had a 12-2 lead entering the bottom of the 8th inning yesterday. A bit of a tough time from the bullpen. Do you attribute that to a couple extra off days, just getting a feel for guys, or were that many walks getting to be a point of concern?
It's always a concern. We have a great pitching coach here in Burkan, so he's going to be able to get with the guys and kind of correct those issues. And that's just testament to him that he's willing to put in the work. And we fully expect those guys to be successful for us this season. We've seen it in the past. Guys that might have struggled in June, had great success in July.
Bryce Mashanik was fantastic, striking out in the bottom of the 9th inning, getting a couple guys to end the ball game there. What did you like that you saw from Bryce in the closer role?
Bryce, when he's confident, he's able to achieve anything out there on the mound. When he's hyped up and has good energy, good body language, his success is, literally endless. He has a good fastball, good breaker. So just being in the zone, being competitive, and, just forcing teams to literally beat him.
You talked about being competitive in the element of emotion, and we saw that with Larson Birch coming off the mound at the end of the 8th inning yesterday. Did get himself thrown out of the game, but do you like overall that compassion and that intensity and fire that he showed?
Oh, I personally, I can't speak for all the coaches. I love that fire reaction that he showed out there. Maybe could have been a little bit more composed in the way that he showed it. And it's, ultimately just a teaching point for him. We want the energy. We want the excitement. Baseball's a fun game, but sometimes we have to channel that in a different direction.
Coach, thank you, and best of luck today.
Well, thank you. We're going to continue to be persistent out there in our approach and our overall game plan to go out there and take 2 today.